Hi there, my name's Chris Walsh and I am the Chair of the Psychiatric Trainees Committee in the Royal College of Psychiatrists, and I'm absolutely delighted to welcome you to what we're describing as a MiniPod or mini-podcast, and hopefully this will be the first of many touching on various topics and things that impact trainees. We're delighted to be talking today about Psychiatry Beyond Prescription, which is the title of our upcoming two-day National Trainees Conference, which is taking place in Cardiff, and we are absolutely delighted to have this in one of the devolved nations and to put a spotlight on all the fantastic work and amazing psychiatry that's happening in that area. This has been an amazing collaboration between Laura Thorne, who is one of our fantastic PTC reps in Wales, who's a higher trainee there, who has done an incredible job piecing together a wonderful programme and theme and lots of amazing little bits and pieces that are going to make the conference really sing in terms of the content and the experience that we'll all have together. And she has worked very closely with the RC Psych in Wales, headed up by Ollie, who has just done the most fantastic job in being able to put this whole event together. We're really excited that this event has been able to be put on with a very affordable rate for trainees to be able to attend. And this in combination with us mapping out the different items of the events that we are putting on, which was a fantastic idea of our secretary, John Moore. And we are able to put trainees in a position where they should be able to theoretically apply for study leave and link it to their person-specific personal development plans or PSPDPs in line with the new curriculum. And this is something that we're piloting in terms of being able to give guidance to other organisations who are putting on events that would appeal to trainees so that they're able to map specific elements of the conferences and events to the curriculum in planning their clinical and non-clinical activities for the year. So we're very excited to see how that works, and we have a few surprises on the day and afterwards in terms of how we'll be able to put that in place, so we don't want to give everything away at this stage. This mini-pod is essentially going to be a few bits and pieces of people speaking in relation to their thoughts about the conference and what they're looking forward to, as well as a very brief interview that I had with one of the speakers, and that's Catherine Speedy, who is talking at the conference and running a workshop in relation to sustainability, which is obviously a hot topic at the moment, both in terms of the psychiatric body, but it's also an agenda of the colleges in terms of looking at this as a ecological and environmental emergency and the impact that'll have on psychiatry and the health of the nation ongoing. And it's something that is very novel in relation to us being taught about it and talking about it, even though it's something that's been in the background for a long time in relation to concerns in our industry. So we're all very excited about that. And so we'll get straight to it. So we're going to kick off with a few words from the President, Adrian James, in relation to the conference that's coming up.
I'm Adrian James, I'm President of the Royal College, and I'm really looking forward to coming to the wonderful city of Cardiff to the PTC conference. I'm so excited that it's about new ways of looking at therapy, social prescribing, more sustainable forms of treatment. It's one of my presidential priorities. I feel very strongly about it. It's going to be a really exciting, informative day, and so be there.
Amazing, Adrian. Thank you so much. And now we'll go to our Dean, Subodh Dave, for a few words.
Hi, everyone. A warm welcome to you as Dean of the Royal College of Psychiatrists. I'm Subodh Dave. I'm a consultant liaison psychiatrist in Derbyshire. And it's really my pleasure to welcome you all to Psychiatry Beyond Prescription, the Psychiatric Trainees Annual Conference. It's really a great topic. As you know, trainees are a valued part of our workforce, and as psychiatrists you will be leaders in providing person-centered care, and so the topic is really quite befitting, thinking of how we personalize the care that we provide to our patients, going beyond just medication to thinking of psychosocial treatments as well. So really looking forward to the day and hope to meet many of you there.
That's great. Thank you, Subodh. It's just lovely to have the officers involved with our conference, and we're delighted that both Subodh and Adrian are going to be speaking at the event. in the centre of what is essentially a fantastic lineup of speakers who are going to be talking on a whole host of topics, from psychedelics being used in psychotherapy all the way through to sustainability, which we mentioned before, which kind of brings me on to introduce our guest on today's mini-pod, which is Dr. Catherine Speedy, who's the CAMS trainee in Wales. So I'm first of all delighted to have you here, Catherine. Thank you so much for being here. I just wondered if you could just start off by telling us why this issue is so important at the moment and how this should be impacting our work.
So for me, sustainability is really about future-proofing the NHS and thinking about the health of future generations. At the moment, there's a climate and ecological emergency, and if we don't do something to act now, then it's hard to imagine what the planet is going to look like in the years to come and for our children and our children's children. And there's also a crisis going on in the NHS. Staff are burning out, staff are moving overseas, retiring early, taking time out. So we really need to make the working environment one that's more sustainable, both for our staff, for our patients, and for the future generations. We need to think about how we can make healthcare more streamlined, well-being focused, whilst also trying to minimise the impact on the environment.
Yeah, that all makes sense, definitely. I can tell a little bit that you're holding back in terms of delving into the detail with this, because obviously you'll be speaking at the conference about it. So can you give us a bit of information about what your talk will be about and how kind of you and the other people who are speaking about sustainability will fit into the conference programme?
There's going to be lots going on at the conference about sustainability. We're going to talk about the impact of climate change on mental health and the impact of healthcare on the environment. And we're going to start to think about what we can do about it and what changes we can make. Following the keynote, there'll be 2 workshops. We've got a workshop about what psychiatrists can do about climate change, and we're really excited that the Youth Climate Ambassadors for Wales are joining the conference to run a workshop on climate activism. There'll also be a few of us from the College Planetary Health and Sustainability Committee around the conference, so please do come and find us and chat to us if you want to find out more about sustainability and the work that the college is doing in any of the breaks.
Catherine, that is absolutely fantastic. We're so glad to have you on board with the conference, and you'll be able to share your amazing knowledge and passion with us about this topic, so it'll be great to see you there. Now we're going to move on, given that this is a PTC event, to hear from the PTC executive officers apart from myself. So we've got a little message from Gemma and also from John, who are the Vice Chair and Secretary respectively in terms of the PTC committee.
Hi, I'm Gemma. I'm the Vice Chair of the Psychiatric Trainees Committee, and I'm really looking forward to meeting everyone at the upcoming Trainees Conference in Cardiff. I'm really looking forward to the extra activities that we have going on in the morning, such as the walk and talk, the morning mindfulness, and maybe the morning run. The talks that I'm most looking forward to are the talk by Zoe Barber on being a woman and mother in medicine, and the climate activism talk from the Youth Climate Ambassadors for Wales. There are lots of great opportunities for trainees, like attending the portfolio drop-in session just before ARCP and learning about sustainability in psychiatry.
Hello, I'm John. I'm the current PTC Secretary, and I'm looking forward to the talks that are on nutritional psychiatry and also the use of psychedelics in psychiatry. I'm also hoping that mapping all of their speakers' talks to their HLOs will really help all of the trainees get to grips with some of the more difficult parts of the new curriculum to map to.
That's great. Thanks, Gemma and John. Now we're just going to move on to talk a little bit about our Twitter takeover. So we have done a Twitter takeover every year for the last number of years on Choose Psychiatry, and it happens in the kind of period before Christmas, whereas we now are trying to expand that out a little bit and have some more Twitter takeovers based on other themes and other ideas that take place spread across the year, just because they're so successful at engaging people, but also because we know that the Twitter takeover is something that really brings people together and gets people talking about psychiatry and promoting our fantastic specialty. So the theme for this upcoming Twitter takeover is the same as the theme for the conference in terms of it being psychiatry beyond prescription. And we've got some exciting things that we're planning in terms of using Twitter Spaces, which is where people can share audio stories in a live form and interact in that way rather than just the written text. And we will be using that alongside the more traditional format that we use in terms of various questions being posed on Twitter over the hour and a half that it takes place. We've also got a slightly later time that we're kicking off, and that is based on feedback from previous years, just to make sure that everybody can get all their evening ablutions done and get all of the family sorted and get everything ready so that they can sit down and take part without having to try and multitask in the earlier part of the evening. So we hope that that goes well, and we'd be interested in hearing more feedback about it as we go along. So how it's going to work this year is that the Twitter takeover will happen on the 3rd of May, which is a Wednesday, and it'll take place from 8 until 9:30 in the evening. And anybody who's interested in being part of it, if you DM us on Twitter, so myself or John or Gemma or the PTC account, we'll send instructions that he'll have the questions and information on how to engage. But otherwise, if you just go online to Twitter during that window of time and engage with the activity that's happening, that would be amazing to have you part of it. And we're going to be using the hashtag PsychBeyondScript. So if you look for hashtag PsychBeyondScript at the time, you should be directed to what we're talking about and what we're discussing. And just keep an eye on the PTC Twitter account for instructions and reminders closer to the time. So hopefully that'll whet everybody's appetite and get people excited for the conference in terms of setting up discussions and getting people talking about the topics that are going to be covered at the conference in May. We talked at the start of this mini-pod about the amazing Laura and Ollie, who have put together this fantastic event from the Devolves Nations perspective in Ollie's case, and also from the PTC perspective, as Laura has been our official conference lead for this year. So we're just going to hear from them about their experience of the conference and to welcome you to the event, which is only a couple of weeks away now. So we'll start with Ollie. Ollie, go ahead and just tell us a little bit about what to expect and hopefully give us a little bit of Welsh on the journey.
Shemai, I'm Ollie John, Manager of the Royal College of Psychiatrists in Wales. Rheolau, Coleg Brynhynol a Secretary. What's been great about the event is working so closely with the PTC in considering the programme, the theme for the event, and in providing a whole conference experience to complement it all. We're hugely excited to welcome people to Wales and to Techniquest, which is in the heart of Cardiff Bay. It's a completely unique venue which actually serves to complement many of the themes and topics of the conference so well. It's really important we're so active in supporting and valuing our trainees, and we benefit from a really collaborative partnership with HIW and our government here in Wales, and that's on a number of programmes, so we're hugely grateful for their support in this event. Rydym yn edrych ymlaen ac y canol yn Nghymru. We look forward to hosting you in Wales.
Ollie, honestly, we can't thank you enough for everything that you and your team have done, and we are so excited to see you in Cardiff in a couple of weeks. Now we'll move on to our incomparable Laura Thorne, who is the PTC conference lead for this year, and we're exceptionally proud of the work that she's done and the absolute dedication that she's shown to this project in recent months. So over to you, Laura.
Hi, I'm Laura, one of the Welsh reps for the PTC, and I have spent my last few months organising the National Trainee Conference to be held here in Wales. The conference is being held in Techniquest, a science museum in Cardiff, and focuses on areas of psychiatry outside and beyond prescription of medication. We have a fantastic range of topics and speakers, plus a range of extra sessions to give us all a chance to look after our own well-being. The sessions are all mapped to HLOs, so it will be easy to evidence our learning. We are so excited to be hosting this event, and we can't wait to welcome you to Wales.
So that brings us to the end of our mini-pod. We are so grateful to you for listening. Thank you so much for taking the time, and we are unbelievably excited about our upcoming events in terms of the trainee conference and the Twitter takeover. So if you are interested in the theme, we'd love to see you at either or both. And for more information on both of the events, please go to our PTC Twitter page, where you can get all sorts of information and links. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and thank you so much for listening. Bye.